Merry Christmas, Jan. You got my feedback, right, from that video that you sent me? What's up, Saria? Have you been playing tennis a lot? I think you play outside, right? In those public parks on your channel. What's up, Javi? Happy Sunday, everybody. Yeah, anytime. When I ever have some free time, or if I'm like riding a bike, Jan, when I'm working out, I either like shoot text messages or read some of the comments or help you guys out by watching some of the YouTube stuff that you guys send me or any type of pre-recorded session to give you guys as as much help as possible because not only am I passionate about tennis, but it's kind of a weird time. Can't wait for this year to be over. So yeah, it's I'm more than happy to help. What's up, Reeker? I'm good, Andre. Man, how about you? How's your Sunday coming along? If you don't mind me asking, Saria, what part of the country? I'm assuming you're in the U.S. Are you stationed out of? Because each state has its own restrictions, and luckily in Wisconsin, where I'm from and where Central Tennis is stated, our indoor like tennis stuff isn't shut down. At least not yet. Knock on wood that it doesn't. Hey Bilal. Yeah. So guys, if you don't know who Bilal Tennis is, who's in this chat, um, he was recently featured on a YouTube interview by I think CB Tennis. Is that his name? It was a really interesting video. I'll send it. I'll send you guys there. I didn't delete any comments at all. I'll take a look at it and I'll see what's up. So Reeker boy, so we're technically supposed to, but we don't, which is kind of bad if you think about it. So at least in Wisconsin, if you're indoors in any type of public establishment, like an office building or at least in the gyms. Okay, let's take the gyms for the example. So with the gyms, you're supposed to wear a mask no matter what, unless you're like showering. So even in the locker room. But it's kind of like an unwritten rule right now. We are tennis players aren't like enforced to be wearing a mask, and I can see why. So we're supposed to when we play tennis, but we don't. But when we're lifting weights, and even when we're on the treadmill, which sucks because you need to breathe, or if you're on the bike, which sucks because you need to breathe, you're going to be asked to wear a mask. But tennis, at least in the Metro Milwaukee area, you're not asked to. Yeah. So the reason why. Okay, who is Joe? Okay, so you're one of my European friends. So the reason why I'm doing this on Sunday, which is today, was because Thursday was obviously holiday season for Christmas for those of you who celebrate. And there were some people that in the comment section of my recent some of my recent videos, they said that they live in Europe, which let's just who is Joe, and they can't make the live streams that I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time because of the time zone differential. So this was a good opportunity to take Thursday off because I wanted to spend it with my parents and my girlfriend, and to have my other the other people that follow me, whether that's in Asia, Europe, or I don't think I have any subscribers in Africa to my knowledge, for them to be able to hang out on the live stream with me. So this is why I'm doing it. So if this is why you're wondering, like, why the hell is Mark Sanset doing this on a Sunday at like 12:30 p.m. in Central Time? Well, that's the reason. I wanted to accommodate you guys best I can. Yeah, it's good to get out though. Reeker, what part of the UK are you at? Oh, Bautista, that's a good question. Let's see. Have you played with the Technifiber Razor Code or the Yonex Polytour Pro, Joseph? Because I'm trying to differentiate what your definition is between a softer feel but also not mushy. Let's start there. Good, Andre. That's a good investment. London. Okay. Just outside London. Yeah, I don't know how the COVID thing is in the UK. I heard there were different strains going around, and I hope to God that's, either under control or, not as bad as I think it was. Jan, I'll take a look at it later. I'll be on the bike later, so I'll have some time. Joseph Batista, try the Technifiber Razor Code or the Yonex Polytour Pro. They're both, in my opinion, they're both very soft copolyesters, and they're not mushy at all. Ooh, you guys want to watch? See if yeah, I think Who is Joe, depending on where you are in in the world, it might be an issue. So that sorry, I can't help with the logistics on that. Okay, the serve is out and it's my point. Okay, Em, let's take a look at this. Again, I didn't delete any I haven't deleted or blocked any comments on any of my videos in the past, I think 3 months. There was a really hostile guy in one of my tennis string review videos, and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna delete you. But like, usually, if there's some sort of disagreement or some sort of, beef, I typically don't like report it unless it's like really bad. So in any of my recent videos the past 3 months, I haven't. So just letting you guys know. So let's take a look if this truly... Okay, here's an uploaded video. You can see that the serve is out and it's your point. 2021 Australian Open, Andre Taggart. I'm going to say Daniel Medvedev or Novak Djokovic. That's my prediction. That's in. That caught the outside of the line. Dominic Thiem would make the semifinals, I think. For Essential Tennis 2021, there are... I think I'll be featured in at least six videos that should be released in January of 2021. That's as much information as I actually know. So 6 videos in 2021 I'll be featured in. Let's see. Yeah, Team will make the semis. Definitely quarters. Probably semis. What did I use against? What strings did I use against Ian Omar Corey? I used the Selenko Confidential in the match against him. I don't mind lefties because my backhand is actually my strength. It might not be anymore, but it definitely was like about 2 months ago. So lefties really aren't a problem for me. Do you really want me to bring up? I'll bring up my program. So what? This is the first set, or first game of the second set. Okay, let's bring it up. It's my first cup of coffee of the day. So do any of you guys do your own video editing? Because this might this might be a lot for you guys. I don't think Federer will play the Australian Open. My knees are getting better. I'm not stretching as much as I should, Uyghur boy. But they are getting better because I'm not doing super high impact stuff on it. Okay, so the first game of the second set. Okay. I believe it's the second point. Okay. So let's make this full. Let's blow this up a little bit. Can you guys see that okay? So this is the point that M was talking about. I think that's in. It just caught the outside of the line, M. That's... And even then, like, let's say it was out, and I personally think this hit the outside of the line. I have to give him this call. It's way too close. But yeah, I think this serve was in. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think so too, Kenan. Yeah, and that's what I did. I know like a lot of people that would call that out. I think in like a state league match, or God forbid a USTA or college match, that'd be called out. But I think that's it. Right, M. It says it's processing the video, M. So it'll be a while. But I think he did foot fault quite a bit. Australian Open. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think I'm missing someone. So there's Djokovic. I don't think Federer is going to play, and if he does, I think he'll only make it to the round of 16. So Djokovic, team. Medvedev. I'm still waiting for Borna Coric from, I think it's Croatia, and then Francis Tiafoe to make a breakthrough. Francis Tiafoe is American teenager. I don't know if he's a teenager anymore, but American next gen. Huge serve, huge forehand, solid back. He's kind of like Kyrgios light, like poor man's version of Kyrgios. But he won Delray Beach, I think last year or a year and a half ago. But other than that, I don't know what happened. Yeah. Osaka? I give Osaka a 50% chance of winning the Aussie Open this coming year. Yeah, baseline. You should be more picky on the baseline because a ground stroke from the baseline to baseline is not nearly as fast as a first serve. At least at my level, it's a lot easier to see. Serve comes at you from different angles. And yes, this is a Hello Kitty mug. Judge me. Yeah, he had a really interesting upbringing because his father emigrated from a country in Africa, I forgot. And Francis Tiafoe's father worked as basically a janitor, custodian at a club, a very high-end, not very high-end, but like kind of like a country club thing in Maryland. I think it was Maryland, somewhere on the East Coast. And, Francis Tiafoe and his twin brother, I don't know if it's a twin, but definitely a brother, started taking tennis lessons. And then it's an amazing story of someone that grew up broke, kind of like me, and is one of the best tennis players in the world right now. And father started off as janitor, and now he's one of the biggest names in American men's tennis to this day. So it's a really good story. But his story's obviously not over yet. I'm hoping he wins. I still think Francis Tiafoe can win one. I wouldn't give him two, maybe one like grand slam on hard court. I don't think he has the weapons for the French. He doesn't have the mobile and finesse. His backhand slice is pretty good, and his serve is massive, but he doesn't possess the right tools to win Wimbledon, in my opinion. But he definitely has the tools to win a grand slam on a hard court. Blal, is that mini documentary about Francis Tiafoe? Yeah, you're right. Rublev had man, he hits the crap out of the ball. Rublev will make the quarterfinals in the Australian Open, I think. I think so. What's up, Samu? How are you doing, my man? Andre Taggart, it really depends on the skill level. Like, for example, if, like, even within skill levels, if I'm up a set and 2 breaks, and I'm up 40 love on my serve, I'm going to throw in a drop shot probably a little bit more liberally than if it was, like, you know, on serve in the first set. I'm just building some clients right now, so sorry if it seems like I'm being rude with the phone, but before this escapes my mind. I'll definitely check it out. You know, I have Amazon Prime, so why the hell not, right? Yeah, Samu, I think his racket is like one of the heaviest on tour. It's like 13 or 14 ounces. It's nuts. Yeah, like the sound coming off his racket is just like, was that a cannon? And you know, you'd think it'd be like someone like is built like Joe Wilfred Tsonga, but no, it's a skinny 6'1" Russian that looks like E.T.'s cousin, and he's just destroying the ball. Just, it's pretty like his forehand. Let's take a look at it. He hits it pretty flat. It's kind of like Del Potro. Not his grip, but the trajectory of the ball, because I know for a fact that that forehand has a decent amount of spin on it. But if you take a look at it, it still clears the net cord over the middle of the net at about, that was probably what, 12, 16 inches. That was a little flatter, but it still has height, so it's just zero. It's just a very weird concept because it doesn't loop. It definitely dries, but it also has a lot of spin. So it's definitely a lot of the racket doing the work. That one had a little more spin on because he went over the same shoulder. That had a lot of spin, or a lot of height on it, but obviously went out. So the way he strikes the ball, like, he needs to hit it flat. Sorry, he needs to hit it without too much height over the net, otherwise it's gonna sail long. But his ball does skid off the ground fairly quickly. He's probably using Luxilon too. That was a little low over the net. That was a little low. That was a little bit higher. But you see how he kind of drives it? It's not like a Nadal. It's definitely not like a Djokovic or a Federer. That was a little bit higher over the net, but he still drove it. So, yeah, you can see Feliciano Lopez, who's the hitting partner over there. This last shot, he's kind of like taken aback because it just kind of either skidded off the line or just had a little more juice than you probably would think. What's up, Adrian? I have a friend that I met when I was I think between sophomore and junior year, and she came to Illinois, where I grew up, to look for colleges, and she's from France. I think Lyons, France. I haven't talked to her in a while. I gotta shoot her a message. It's been a while. Her name's Elsa. She is obviously I'm not gonna say any last names. Is Elsa a common first name, Adrian, in French culture? I'm just curious. Adrian, I haven't played. Dave Lee, I think she's from Lyons, France. I could be completely bullshitting. Yeah, Zverev has some long, lanky arms, man. What's up, Ethan, Ito? Let's see. Adrian, I haven't played with RPM Team yet. Lyons, Lyons, I believe. Oh, Lion, yeah, Lyon. Where's this at? I haven't visited Europe yet. I gotta do that before I kick the bucket. Oh, it's Eastern France. Okay. There's Paris. Lyon. Nice. Oh, Geneva's right there. I didn't know Geneva's right next to France. That's awesome. See ya, Kenan. To be honest, like, I go through phases, Samu, of my hairstyle. Like, I usually grow it out during the summer, and then I cut it sometime during the winter, like, you know, something extreme like this, and then, you know, I'll grow it out again. So it's just a normal thing for me to do. Ethan Ito, I use the Yonex Ezo 98, the 2020 version. Oops. You guys weren't supposed to see that. Me, Brian, and Chris, who have been on this channel, we played World of Warcraft together. Bag check. Yeah, I know. My buddy Chris owns a bag company. So it's one of those things where I'm waiting for his bags to come in so I can give him a shout out so he can get a little bit more exposure, because I want to help him succeed in his small business. But it hasn't come in yet. So don't worry, I already have the script down, so don't worry about it. Oh, Leon, I'm sorry. it's an American thing, right? Leon, all right. All right, I'm sorry. Leon. Sorry about that, Dave Lee, Adrian, and anybody that is well cultured in French. Oops. All right, let's take a look at it. All right, Christian foot faulting over the baseline. Oh yeah, that's a huge foot fault now. There's no doubt about it. That's 100% a foot fault. Absolutely. So he's fine there, and then boom, his left foot slides like 2 inches forward. So, you know, literally right on top of the line. Yeah. Stuff happens. freeze? It froze. You like my beautiful frozen face? I know, right? Freeze like that sometimes. I hate it. Take a look at it in a bit. Still frozen. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that, Vig. Do you want me to review it right now? Just gotta fix this stupid camera. Come on. Always stick with one Joseph Bautista until you commit. It's my opinion. Favorite player to watch? Nick Kyrgios. Great technical difficulties. Nick Kyrgios. By far. He's phenomenal. Entertainer. Extreme talent. He needs to grow up, not gonna lie, but that's part of the fun, right? Part of the fun. Happy holidays, Acing. Happy holidays. What did I get from Santa this year? I got beer and gift cards. All a man really needs, right? And don't worry, guys. I still am wrapping. I'm done with the playtest for the Pro Hurricane Tour, aka the RPM Hurricane. I have. I still got to write down the script. I think I'm gonna record later tonight if I don't play World of Warcraft. So it's pretty good. Yeah, but Adrian, Nick Kyrgios. Federer, obviously, just because his grace. And then, to be honest, if I really want to watch a train wreck or like an absolute clinic, I love watching Nadal on clay, especially the French Open. Just because of the... You can just watch, like, especially in the first, like, 4 rounds of the tournament in men's singles, you could really, like, see how much the opponents struggle against Nadal in every single shot except maybe the opponent's serve. I did, but I felt, Reeker Boy, I felt like, if I strung it, you know, anything lower than 55 with my current setup, it would just fly. So that's why I like 55. Man, forget how good of a camera this is. I just like my DSLR better. It's, stupid thing's frozen still. Yeah, see? It's stupid. Like, why is it... Oh, try and fix it 1 second. Oh, man. Nope. Nope. That's unfortunate. Oh, man. Thanks, Black Eagle. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a change. Luckily for me, I don't have bald spots quite yet as a 30-year-old. I might have one back here, like in a doll. But I haven't showered it all day today, and I have a double colic, so You know, it's one of those things as a male, like you're gonna grow bald eventually. You just gotta live with it, but my time's not there yet. See ya, Acing Tennis. Nice seeing you, man. Reeker Boy, I think I strung it at 52 pounds with a Wilson Blade 98 V7 18 by 20. Yeah, Ethan, you know, a lot of shadow swings. No, do the best. Oops. A lot of shadow swings and do the best you can with the resources that you have, because 2020 was an interesting year to say the least. But we're all doing our best. At least I hope so. Is it okay if I grab coffee, guys? Kind of out. Happy holidays, Joe. I don't use the E-Zone Tour. I use the E-Zone 98 2020 version. Shashank Singh, I always recommend with any type of polyester to do, you know, there's a range. There's a range for the recommended tension on any racket. Always do like the lower part of that range. I got the haircut, I think, Nathan, I think I got it, let's see, 4 days ago? About 4 or 5 days ago. Yeah. How long have I played seriously? Samu, define seriously, because I started playing tennis when I was 9, but I was actually a nationally ranked junior until everybody started hitting puberty, so, because I was a late bloomer. I played college tennis, but I never made the lineup. Let's see. So in my definition, seriously, like, you know, wanting to improve, being the best tennis player possible instead of just going through the motions. I didn't take tennis seriously until I was, I would say, 22 or 23. Oh, Black Eagle, that's nice. I'm not one of the top. I'm definitely not in the top two. Sierra Tennis, who's obviously fantastic, and then Monfils, but I'm clearly not the top two. So hopefully I can crack your top two or top three in the near future. Yeah, I'd play test it. I wouldn't buy it, but I'd play test it. Christian Doctor, who I played most recently in my match play, you know, he's Yonex brand ambassador because he teaches full time. Yonex is a fantastic brand. I would always recommend Yonex to anybody looking for any type of tennis racket. But yeah, I'd play test it. But I can't afford switching to a new racket right away. But from what I heard from other people that I trust, yeah, the new V-Core line is, you know, it's a damn good successor to the old one, which were obviously very good rackets to begin with. What tennis channels do I watch? Like tennis channels on YouTube? Essential Tennis, obviously. Sierra Tennis as well. He's in this chat right now. Always like to see him improve from 3.5 to hopefully 4.0, 4.5. And then occasionally I'll do like the top tennis training. And then I think the channel name is Total Tennis Domination. Kevin Garlington, who used to work for Essential Tennis, is I think he's back in his home state of Nebraska or Kansas, one of those middle states in the U.S. Oh, what's up, Ian? Speaking of which, so those are the channels I watch. The one and only. So, yeah, I know I did. I had some money laying around, so it's fine. Yeah, Samu, it's all about it's two parts, right? And obviously, you know, you guys could share your input if you want. But I personally think any type of self-improvement in any sport, or I would actually say lifestyle, is knowing what you don't know. That is very, very important. And obviously, you know, because you want to improve, the self-improvement mindset's already there, so that's good. You already have the correct like drive, the motivation to become a better tennis player and a better person. So knowing what you don't know is absolutely crucial, because as soon as you know what you know and know what you don't know, you're a lot more open to different types of feedback. You're willing to say that, hey, I don't know everything. And number two, and this is the most important one, right? Discipline. Do you have the discipline to not eat fast food? And by the way, I didn't eat any fast food today. Do you have the discipline to run 3 miles every single day? Do you have the discipline to make yourself play tennis with tough players like every other day? So it's the idea of knowing what you don't know and the discipline to strive forward and be better. Eventually, you will find improvement in any aspect of your life. What's up, Alok Aurora? Portable ball machine. I've heard that the Slinger bag is good, but it's not perfect. So Brian, who is my main hitting partner, as of now, Nathan Rosen, I don't have a coach right now, but I'll hire people. Like, there are some like international kids that go to local universities around the Milwaukee area, and I'll actually hire them to like basically hand feed me balls and give me feedback for like, you know, $40 an hour cash outside. You know, obviously, you know, for them, it's beer money, it's bar money. You know, I want to help them out. You know, and I like connecting with people, you know, from all over the world, especially if they're around the Milwaukee area. And then I'll play them in a set. I'll get destroyed because they are literally at the point where they might have ATP points in like 2 or 3 years. But, you know, obviously it's a challenge in itself. So that's my kind of coaching. You know, I'll take feedback from people like Ian and, you know, other types of, even someone like Brian, who's like a low 4.5, high 4.0, and he just hit a pretty good ball. You know, I'll say, hey, you know, he'll give me tips, and, you know, I'll listen to it, obviously. GOAT? Thank you, Ian. Appreciate it. Ian and I have a lot of good stuff planned out. I'm obviously not going to say too much, but match play-wise, in the very near future. So I'm pretty excited about that. So make sure you guys tune in for that. There's going to be some interesting characters coming in, to say the least. Alok Aurora, I don't know then, because I haven't really... I've been blessed enough and lucky enough to have the resources and be in a good situation to where I could contact a good amount of people, and if they want to hit later that evening, you know, they typically will. So, what's up, Mahesh? So who's the GOAT? It's not me, as much as I want to believe Mahesh Tiwari on this stream. The greatest, so if you want to really break down who's the greatest male tennis player or women's tennis player of all time, right? For me, it's a pretty simple formula. And this is where it kind of gets into, not argumentative, but it sparks debate. But my definition of the greatest tennis player of all time, let's say male singles, right? It's what is the most important title or achievement you can have as a professional tennis player, and how many of those do you have? So for me, and for a lot of people, it's how many Grand Slam singles titles you have. So right now, it's between Federer and Nadal, right? So those two are the GOAT currently. But personally, I think Djokovic is going to overtake both of them. I think Djokovic, before he's done with professional singles tennis, he will have at least 5 more Grand Slam titles than Federer or Nadal, whoever has the higher of the two. I think he'll surpass him. That's my personal opinion. Dustin Brown, if you want to go that route, Fabrice Santoro. Fabrice Santoro is the GOAT. Ugh, I love that forehand so much. Oh, that's why we're watching Santoro right now, Syria. Just look at that slice. Oh, so good. Greatest player of all time. I don't think Federer is going to make a comeback as much as I am a Federer fan, Mahesh. He'll never win the French. I don't think he's strong enough for hardcourt. I think these young up-and-comers like Borna Coric, even Dominic Thiem and Alexander Zverev, I think they're going to be the ones that will be taking out Federer in like the round of 16 of the US Open and Australian Open. Federer winning the French, again, this is coming from a huge Federer fan, was kind of a fluke. I don't think Federer would ever beat Nadal in the French Open. Ever. So Soderling in 2009 taking out Nadal and then Federer beating Soderling, that was a lot of luck to say. Obviously he earned that, but Nadal losing at all to the French Open for someone like Robin Soderling, who's basically kind of unknown, that was huge luck. And then Federer had the game to beat him in the final, as he should. But Nadal not making it to the finals of any French Open in the past 150 years, so to speak, that's kind of a red flag. Nathan Rosen, I use Adobe Creative Cloud Suite. So for my editing, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which was really hard to pick up, but I'm a programmer, so it's one of those things where I just kind of have to tinker around myself to get things going. And then for video composition, obviously, because Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, I use After Effects. Luck Aurora, either Grigor Dimitrov, Richard Gasquet, or Stan Wawrinka for the backhands. I don't think Federer is in the top 3, believe it or not. Ethan Ito, yes, I am Filipino. My parents emigrated from the Philippines. I was the first in my family to be born here. So, yes, I am. Shashank Singh, I am that's my full-time job. I work 40 hours a week as a software developer. So in Milwaukee, it's .NET heavy. In Milwaukee, and I would argue even the Midwest. I think Madison, which is the capital of Wisconsin, which is about an hour 15 west from where I live, they're more Java because of this company called Epic, which is they're into healthcare software systems. They basically run a monopoly, and they're making a lot of money. But for me, right now, my native language for programming is .NET, so C#, SQL, a little bit of JavaScript. But right now, I'm using Amazon Web Services as a platform for the company I work for. So AWS, obviously is huge. It's a huge buzzword. It's not really even coding. It's more like architecture stuff. But I am a programmer. I wouldn't call myself an architect, but I am doing some architecture stuff because I'm not really even coding that much. It's like taking blocks of code and figuring out what configs to put into it for a program to run for my company to make money. So Shashank, a little background for me is I have an undergrad in business finance, and I was a big sales guy up until I was 25, 26, and then eventually I started programming by myself, and eventually I became a professional programmer without any actual computer science or software engineering degree. I just kind of I just kind of did it myself. It was a fun journey. My average forehand, I would say around 8 or 8.5. Ryan Fishman. Local Aurora, from my friends that are around that age range, or the mid 50s, high 60s. A lot of it is like stuff off the court, like a lot of stretching, a lot of dieting well, because it's all about maintenance. Like even in me, I'm 30 years old. I'm not trying to bulk up or max out, to gain muscle mass. I'll do it to burn calories and to keep strong. Maybe to bulk up a little bit, but not too much. But it's all about maintenance after, I would say, late 20s, early 30s. So, Reeker boy, pack it like this, right? Open it up. And if there's like, I would let it kind of sit naturally for 15 minutes. Try not to have it notch. So if you have a closed stringing pattern, an 18 by 20 string on your racket, you want to cut it. So take the halfway point and then give the mains like an extra, I would say 6 to 8 inches, and then cut it. And then that half that you cut that has the extra 6 to 8 inches, put that on the mains. And then the one where you took away 6 to 8 inches, put on the cross. If you have an open string pattern, like a 16 by 19 tennis racket you're stringing, just cut it in half. Don't give it the extra 6 to 8 inches on the mains. Just cut it right in half. Yeah, Python is very powerful. It's a very powerful and easy scripting language. It's also very easy to read. So yeah, I mean, Python is used in not only programming, software programming, but it's also used in, as you said, a lot of other mechanical engineering calculations, and it's even used in the science field. But I think the hardcore science people use a program called R. But I think Python is also used very heavily in the statistical, in the statistics field, just because of how easy it is to read. Ryan Fishman, it depends on how often you string and how often you play and how often Ryan Fishman, it depends on how often you break strings. You got to do a cost-benefit analysis of that. 16 by 19, it depends, Nathan Rosen. Obviously, good spin potential, but you're going to be breaking strings a little bit more, but a little bit less control. So if you want a little bit more control and don't care too much about spin potential, do 18 by 20. C++ is still being used? C++ is old, man. C++, huh? I have never done C++. The oldest language, obviously it was a legacy program that I kind of upkept, was it wasn't even VBNet, it was VB. But it was similar to VBNet, and VBNet is similar to C#. I was able to read it. Yeah, Andre Taggart, absolutely. You save a lot of money stringing tennis rackets. And also, if you get good enough, you can make money off of string rackets. Like this guy right here. Solinco barbed wire is the hardest string I've ever strung in my life, and I hate it. I'll do it, but I hate it. I've had Solinco barbed wire literally snap on me on the crosses just because I couldn't let it unnotch. It was so bad. Yeah, WPF is awful. It's incredibly inflexible. To take stuff from the database and display it on the screen for your client, you have to go through 4 different layers that are absolutely useless. React.js and TypeScript. I like TypeScript. React.js not so much. Because I'm an Angular guy, I like TypeScript with Angular. Angular on TypeScript is very, very easy for me to read. It's strongly typed. I know exactly what a variable is. React.js, I'm still kind of scared of. I know React.js is super, super like flexible. It's for hipsters. Facebook made it. It's very lightweight, but I still like Angular a lot better. Where do I get my strings from? Mainly Tennis Warehouse, I will say. Eventually, you know, for these strings that I'll be reviewing that are like really, really like unknown, I have to go to like the company's website, like Pros Pro, or what was the manufacturer of Black Knight. So it really depends. Flutter, huh? Drake, not if you want to play tennis the rest of your life, and if you want to get a part-time job teaching tennis, which I suggest you do, like, yeah, I would say it's a good investment. Ooh, Google. All right, guys, I gotta get going. I gotta get ready for a lesson at the Essential Tennis Court, actually, for a few clients of mine. Actually, one of them was actually in this stream, which is pretty awesome. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down in the description below. I'll get to it later tonight when I get back from working out. And I do have an online tennis lesson. So the Discord is almost set up. If you guys want to hang out on that, it'll be up hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days after I finalize some things. So if you guys have any questions, again, leave a comment down below. You know, I appreciate it if you guys hit like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, man, happy hitting. Peace.